Leanne Dawson. I'm the festival chair and also thought it was short, but it's my fault. I'm the festival chair, and as you can see, we have some of our brilliant committee here on stage with me. Thank you to our signer, Yvonne. So really my job this evening is to thank our funders, but first of all I want to thank you guys, the audience, because the reality is the festival would not be a success without you, so thank you very, very much for coming along. It's great to see loads of familiar faces, but new friends to SQUIFF as well. So down to business now. Thanks to our main funder, Creative Scotland, and to all the sponsors, supporters and co-hosts for events, including Film Hub Scotland, the Scottish Trans Alliance, the Scottish Documentary Institute, LGBT Scotland, Goethe Institute Glasgow, all of our amazing staff and volunteers of course, and to the CCA who've been really enthusiastic but also very supportive for the festival. I'm going to pass you over now to Festival Coordinator Helen Wright, who's going to give you an overview of the exciting programme.
I should say actually need to thank the Goethe Institute.
I mentioned them.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, that's my mistake. Just echoing what Leanne said, thank you so much for everyone coming along tonight, and thank you to everyone who helps make the festival happen. So this is the third year of SQUIFF. We made it to year 3, and every year we work really, really hard to try and improve in terms of inclusion and accessibility. Which is a hard thing, actually. I've learned that to be genuinely inclusive and accessible to all the range of identities that we have that come under the LGBTQ+ banner, and to tackle all the barriers that exist to people coming along to access film culture and the arts. It's quite hard a lot of the time, but we do try. And so this year, I'm really happy that we have a bisexual strand in our programme. Something we've had a lot of feedback on in the past, that it's hardly ever represented in queer cinema, or at least it's not thought to be represented. But of course there's tons of bisexuality in queer cinema, and we have Jacob Engelberg, who's our programmer coming from Brighton, to do an illustrated talk on representation of bisexuality in cinema, and to introduce 2 classic bisexual films as well. Last week we held a workshop on representation of working class LGBTQ+ people, hosted by Leanne and Laura here, and that was awesome, and we got some great feedback on things we can do to make our festival more accessible for people from working class backgrounds. Tomorrow we've got an amazing event called Tax on Me, where we're screening a short film, and then we have a panel discussion. And it's basically about the way that our current government in the UK is treating people with disabilities very, very badly. So we thought it was important to talk about that, and we're looking forward to that event tomorrow. Yeah, and this year, as in previous years, we have tons of lesbian and tons of trans content, which is also sometimes not given the space that it deserves. We've got events focusing on the experience of queer people of colour, something else which needs more space, always. We have an event around mental health, Sad Girl Cinema on Saturday, which is looking awesome. And we've got loads of porn, finally. And the porn is important because it's about representing different types of bodies and their sexuality. And just to mention as well quickly that since the start of the festival we've always screened all of our films with English language subtitles or captions, which is for deaf and hard of hearing audiences, so that they're able to access the festival. And as you can see, we have some events that are BSL interpreted as well. We've got one screening with audio description for visually impaired people this year, which is our Scottish Shorts programme. And there's lots of other access measures. We've got our gender neutral toilets. All venues are accessible for wheelchair users, all that access information is in the programme. Yeah, and so I just generally wanted to say the efforts at inclusion and access are obviously part of what we do, and it's part of just the importance of having a space, a physical space for LGBTQ people to come together, and one which is open to as many people as possible. That's why we put on the festival, and yeah. So that's all from me, and I'm going to pass over to the amazing Mark David Jacobs, who's going to introduce tonight's screening.
First off, I'd really like to thank the Goethe Institute for funding the screening. I think that was forgotten before. And making sure belt and braces and something else. Oh gosh. I've been told to slow down, and I don't know why, because I feel like that's just prolonging the agony of when I'm up here. Yes, so thank you so much for coming along. Yeah, I'm mainly just here to say how excited we are to have this film, this amazing film, in our festival as the opening night film, and to have two of the people who made it here along to enjoy it with you. So yeah, I'll be really interested to see what everyone makes of it at the end. We'll be up here for a Q&A with one of the actors in the film, Caprice Crawford, and the film director, Bruce LaBruce, who are just down here. May have heard of them. Yes, like the obscure film career, but you know, we figured this was the right audience for it. And yeah, and then afterwards, I mean that's exciting enough. But like we've also got drinks reception sponsored by Fine Ales. So I mean, there's depending on your priorities, there's going to be also some free booze afterwards. So pace yourself. Yeah, is there anything else I can do to describe? I mean, 3 years. We've gone through 3 years so far, and despite my involvement. What else? I always forget to actually bring the guests up when we ask if they want to say anything beforehand, and then I say, "No, we're just going to get on with it." And I've not forgotten this time. Everybody, please welcome Bruce LaBruce.
Yay! Scotland! Thanks for turning. Thanks to David and Helen and everyone for setting this all up. The programming here looks really amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of the films while I'm here for the next 4 or 5 days. And you know, with the Missandras, it's really special for me to have it as an opening film at a queer festival, because you know. We'll see how you like the film or what you think about it, but you know, it has gotten rejected by some major gay and lesbian films in the United States and Canada for what I consider politically correct reasons, and it's played at, like, you know, dozens and dozens of international film festivals, but it kind of was a little bit of a burn, like, to get excluded from these gay festivals, which I have really long-standing relationships with, because of the nature of the film and because of it's getting very politically correct on the left, especially in the US and Canada, in terms of identity politics. And I mean, one festival actually told me they couldn't show a film about lesbians directed by a gay man, you know, which I thought was, since I've been involved in the queer movement and collaborating with lesbian filmmakers for the last 25 years, it was a bit of a, you know, a bit much for me. But yeah, anyway, also, you know, Caprice and I were just talking about how her name is Crawford, it's a Scottish name, my last name is Bruce, which my parents would be are so excited that I'm here, sort of. But I was actually, my real last name is Bruce. I was in Canada. I was born in Bruce Township, which is in Bruce County. And during summers, to put myself through university, I worked at the Bruce Nuclear Power Development Station. So it's very imbued with the Scottish spirit where I come from, and so that makes it even more exciting to be here. So I hope you enjoy the film. I'll be at the drinks if you want to, you know, discuss or berate me, and or both, and enjoy the screening. Thank you.